Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another indie comic review, and in this indie comic review I'll be covering the last issue of Edenfrost, and followed by the Street Fighter Masters Akuma versus Ryu. I'll now get things prepared for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So as we start off with Edenfrost, does this cover in any way, shape or form in any way depict something that happens inside the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it an 8 out of 10, to which we do get to see this type of golem of sorts make an appearance, and also some more things take place between basically Ukraine, Russia, and what's happening there within the story. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art in relation to the story, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we move into a bit of a flashback in relation to one of the characters, and we, of course, at the character we have Yuli and Alex, and we get to see something in relation to their mother. As we start to jump more so into the area of the present, we see how we have some certain soldiers going up against the golem that has been brought forth from the last issue, care of Yuli's sister, of how she has sort of like played a part with this as well, and they're doing what they can to stop it. Whilst this is occurring, we have Yuli trying to help his sister out. Until last but not least, we move towards the end, to which they finally do leave the area where they once were, to which they start to basically escape. I feel like there's more going to happen to this story. Whether I'm around to review it or not, I don't know, but I did quite like the internal art for this. So for the internal art, I gave it an 8 out of 10, as it's actually been quite consistent from issue to issue. Next is the area of the story, which is made up of time, location, and cast. First, I'll cover the area of time, to which we didn't get any indication of when some of the things were taking place time-wise, even in the flashback. But it still would have been nice to know when the flashback was taking place, even if it was sort of like 1 or 2 years before the events to where we are now in the story. The location, it's between Ukraine and Russia. Next, we have the cast of characters, to which there's actually quite a bit in the cast of characters in this particular issue. We had Sasha, Ira, Maxim, Irina, Yuli, Boris, and Alex. For the overall storytelling, I give it an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the Street Fighter Masters, Akuma versus Ryu. So as we start to move into the Street Fighter Masters, Akuma versus Ryu, does this cover in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? Sure enough it does, along with the art that we actually see here. It's consistent with, but overall I give the cover a 7 out of 10. So now I'll get things prepared to show the internal art along with what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we see the character of Ryu. With this, we see his meditation, or a meditation of sorts, and he's reflecting upon a lot of his past battles. We get to see Sagat there, we get to see Dalsim, plus a whole list of other characters there. Some I do recognize, others I don't. As we start to draw towards the middle of the story, we finally get to see the fight between Ryu and Akuma take place. And last but not least, we get towards the end of the story, to which we get to see Ryu have an encounter with Goken, his master, or his one of his key teachers. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10, as I felt like the art probably could have been better for this issue, but it does also match the art for the cover. But how does that affect the rest of the story? So jumping into the area of the story, you know what? I was surprised. We actually got some comic references, to which we had the Street Fighter Unlimited and also the Street Fighter Akuma versus Hell. Next is the area of time. We have no idea where this is taking place time-wise. Location, have no idea where it's taking place location-wise, though it would not have hurt to include it in the story. The key cast of characters, or the cast of characters that I managed to pick up in their appearances, were Ryu, Akuma, Dalsim, and Goken, as they are sort of like some key characters that have helped Ryu along the way. Of course, we did see Sagat and many others. Like I said, some I do recognize, others I don't, because it's been so long since I've read through anything Street Fighter like for a while, and that, or in other words, caught up with a lot of the Street Fighter lore. But overall, I give the story an 8 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.